just put one on if you have to. Sure, how are you? Have a seat. Yeah, you good?
I'm alright.
Are they real?
Huh? Why I'm not matching the duty?
Don't worry, I'll get you much to do.
What's the reason?
I don't know. What shift are you on? 10-6?
10-6.
What's this?
I have no matching duty.
Go on.
I check your manager.
Go on.
No, my manager's here.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get it sorted.
Yes, fine, no problem.
Oh, his table's dirty. Right, okay. Everybody looks tired. You okay, people? Maria?
Mary is more tired.
Are you tired, Maria?
No.
Half asleep, eh? That's what it is. I was half asleep. I'm going to stand up. Don't sit down. These seats, these sofas are too low. Work for Sam and then go crack on. Never known you lot so quiet. Woo. Here he is. Don't worry, it's alright, mate, don't worry. We'll make one up, we'll make one up.
Yeah, we have to. That old one is older anyway.
That's alright, no worries. Listen, have you got anything that you want to bring to the table?
Mainly radios
Go for it.
in the mornings. Just make sure that they're on. Oh, and on the right channel. Just do radio checks. As soon as you get them on, because there's been a few times we try to get older people, particularly in the mornings, and there's just no answer. If there's an emergency, we'd be screwed and you'd be screwed. Just make sure they're on and checked in the morning. Every morning.
What Sam's trying to say is we'll be in trouble, not we'll be.
Or we'll be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you just said? Anything else?
Yeah. No, nothing else.
Right, okay, so, morning everyone. So, a few things from me. First of all, some of the things I'm going to mention now have been mentioned to you anyway, but I'm going to reiterate them at every briefing for the next 4 weeks if I have to. So, one is blocked toilets. If there are any toilets blocked, first and foremost, report it to the control room, so the control room can log it on the DOB. Okay, so we've implemented a system here where if you report something, the controller, whoever is in the control room, must log it on the computer on the daily occurrence book. That then gets sent to the client every Monday morning. And if we don't log these things and there's a toilet out of order, I'll be asking why that's happened, because the client will, come down on us like a ton of bricks. And it's simple things. Do not block the toilet off. Yeah, if it's blocked, unblock it. If it's a major block and you can't unblock it, close it, let the control room know. The control room will escalate it to Mo, and Mo will arrange to, if required, get a contractor out, a drainage company out, or whoever, and we'll unblock it.
Or even Tom, if he's on site.
Yeah, exactly. So maintenance will initially have a look at it, or we'll get somebody out. But please, 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 if there are blocked toilets, try and unblock it. But first and foremost, if you notice a blocked toilet, radio the control room. That's the first thing you need to do. Then attempt to unblock it. If you can't unblock it, close it off immediately. Update the control room. So all your comms, your communication, should be with the control room. Let the control room know the toilet I reported earlier, I've tried unblocking it, I can't unblock it. They will then get maintenance. So the purpose of this is it's not then left. You know what I mean? So they will get maintenance will come down, try and unblock it. If they can't unblock it, they'll get somebody out to it. Everybody happy with that? Everybody happy with that?
Make sure the signage on the door as well, if it can't be on
Yeah,
the outside.
absolutely. The other thing I wanted to touch on, this has been brought to my attention last week. Now, look, I've worked on a lot of sites over the years in facilities management. I've never known a room this big to be provided as a staff room for staff. Never. Normally it's probably half the size of this or less than that. And Victoria goes out of her way to provide services, facilities to all the staff every week. You know, every week, every Sunday we get a delivery. And she really goes above and beyond to look after the staff. We have a duty of care to work and have our breaks. You know, especially the cleaning staff and even security staff. If you're dealing with somebody and you're dealing with blood on your hands or whatever, it could be with first aid. You know, or the cleaning team are going around emptying bins, doing toilets and everything. You want to come to a rest area where it's clean. Well, I can tell you now, today it's not clean in here straight away, because I've just sat down at tables minging. There's hula hoops,
Shit on there,
yeah.
what it looks like on the floor. There's crumbs on there.
And under my
So
chair.
this is not acceptable. So I don't know if, you know, when the offices get cleaned every day, Abby, and this is for Mercy as well, does this area get cleaned as well every day? Clearly it doesn't. Something's gone wrong, because if you come down here, let me show you. Thanks, sir. Let me see you, because look at that. This comes there. I don't think that's happened this morning. This crumbs there. This crumbs there. There's stuff all on the floor. It's dirty in here, you know. And I wouldn't want to come in here and have my lunch. And you know, I know, you know, we use a separate canteen, but from time to time I'd like to come in here, sit down with my team and have lunch. You know, so when you do the clean every day, and I'll mention this to Mercy as well. Anybody who's cleaning the management offices, clean this. But as well as that, we all have a responsibility that if we're having our lunch in here and sat on our table and having our lunch, or we're having a cheese and onion pasty or whatever, I'm using that as an example because that's what I have, and there's crumbs everywhere, just wipe it down. Yeah, you know, leave it as you would find it. Simple as that, everybody. Yeah, look after this room, keep it clean. That leads me on to the toilets. Now, excuse my language, I'm not one to swear. You know, it's very rare I swear, but those toilets have been left in a shithole of a condition. And I'm really annoyed with it, really annoyed with it. That's been brought to my attention by Mike last week. I believe Andy has also flagged it up on a staff briefing, and it's still being left as a mess. So this is to everybody. I don't know who's doing it, but people are going there and, you know, they are, how can I put it, missing the whole, if I may, but it's being left as a real mess, which is not fair on the rest of you. If there's one or two individuals who are leaving it as a mess, and then the rest of you have to, sorry Ramona, I'm looking at you because you're directly opposite me, so it's not you, it's directly, it is my line. But yeah, so look, everybody has a responsibility. When you use them toilets, clean them afterwards. Yeah. If you walk in there and it's an absolute mess, come and tell the control room. That's it. Let me know it's not you. Yeah, and then when you use it, just keep it clean.
But if we have to, we'll go back on footage and find out who it was.
Yeah,
We
because
don't want to get to that point, but I will do.
yeah, you know, there's a camera in here, so there's a couple of things that can happen if this is not resolved. First of all, is that door can be locked off, and every time somebody wants that, this is like being at school treating kids, and you're not kids, you're grown-up adults. We'll have to lock this room off. You know, you have to come to the control room, waste 5 minutes of your break time, getting the key, unlocking the door, coming in, and then after that, Sam or Mike have to rewind the cameras because I've told them, because Andy's told me, that we don't want to do that. We're all grown-up adults, just leave them clean. Simple as that, yeah? So everybody in this room, please make an effort, and trust me, I'll be having this conversation with the rest of the team as well. Because it might be that it's nobody in this room who's causing the problem, but I have to put the message across to everybody, yeah? Leave them clean. Okay. Couple of points on Red Rock. I know nobody here works on Red Rock, but at time to time you might cover Red Rock. Red Rock at the minute, there's a bit of an intermittent leak on the stairwell, and we need our staff, mainly the security staff, to check it on the hour, every hour. But any checks that you do, make sure it's logged in the DOB. Yeah, because at any point you could be covering. You could be covering there. The other one is for Red Rock. Now, the next point on there, the toilets was very important. The next point I've got down is probably the most important, and we absolutely need to sort it out. Sorry guys and girls, it sounds like I'm having a go at you. I'm not. I'm just hearing the same things over and over again, and they need to stop. Yeah, I'm not going to name any names here. I don't want people to start kicking off with each other here, because that will be nipped in the bud straight away. But one thing I want to say is, I've been here now 2 months, nearly 2 months, and in that 2 months, there's been more wars than ever. You know what I mean? So people are falling out with each other, kicking off with each other. I don't know if people have a personal problem with each other, I don't know, but if you've got problems, leave it outside of Merseyway. When you come here, you're all colleagues, work together. Simple as that. And if people can't work together, then I'll find people who can work together. Simple. I don't want people kicking off with each other again. Because I can tell you now, hand on heart, I'm stood here in front of all of you. Every single one of you are good workers. Every single one of you. None of you is perfect, neither am I, no one is. But we all need to be working as a team. I don't want to hear of any more complaints. He's done that, she's done this. You know, it's like being at school. You know, we're in a working environment, we're all grown up adults, you know what I mean? So I don't want to hear of any more complaints. That doesn't mean that if something's happening that shouldn't be happening, you don't report it. Absolutely report it. There's a process to follow. Yeah, report it to your supervisor. If you don't want to speak to a supervisor and it relates to them, come and see me. But you know what you should not do, absolutely not do, anybody in this room, is if you think somebody's done something wrong, you have no authority to go and confront that person. Simple. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner. You are here to work. My job is to make sure that you have a comfortable shift, you have a good shift, you come to work safely and you go home to your family safely. Not come here and fall out with a colleague and then you go home and then you've had a bad day and typically you're gonna get home and think, what a shit day, I don't want to go into work tomorrow. Then you're going to ring up sick. That's going to have a knock-on effect on Sam and Mike because they have to try and find people to cover the shift. I then have to pull people in and do a return to work, get HR involved. There's a real knock-on effect. So all I'm saying is, the moral of this conversation is, if you have an issue with somebody or you suspect something is happening, but you have no proof, flag it up to a supervisor. That's what they are there for. There are 4 supervisors on this side. Mike and Sam, Romano and Mark, and they are very good. From what I've seen anyway. And from the work that I've allocated and tasked to them, they are very good. But they're not perfect, they're still learning. And they need more support and guidance from me. No, they do, I'm not perfect. No. And you guys are not, no one is. So they need support and guidance from me. So, in the near future, in the very near future, they will be getting formal training, which I'm in the process of arranging now in the background. So formal supervisor/team leader training. The supervisors have a really key, security supervisors have a really key role to play. Because when I'm off on holiday, they step up to senior supervisor and they conduct some of the duties that I would do. And from what I've seen so far, they are fair people. Like I said, none of us are perfect, but we learn from these things. But please, from this point on, any issues with any member of staff, do not confront that member of staff. Because if that happens anywhere on the mall, I'll be having a different conversation. Yeah, like I said, you're all good. Just please address things in the correct manner. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. I think what else was there? So, like I always say, when there's a bit of negative news, there's always a bit of good news. Henry, a bit of feedback from a customer regarding some work you did a couple of weeks ago. We've had some excellent feedback on Henry. A customer has put in a formal email complimenting what he's done, and subsequently that's gone to the client, and the client has requested that he be put forward for the Star Award, for the monthly award, and I think that absolutely should happen. I want more people to get that kind of feedback, and what I've also spoken to the centre manager, Victoria, about is that look, I want us to take part in that mystery shops awards, and I want to put us forward for awards, certificates, and recognition. That needs to happen more. So I'm fully conscious that since I've been here, there's a number of changes that have been made. All these changes are to make sure that we are delivering the contract in accordance with what OCS have promised CBRE. We absolutely must do that, because the risk then, if we don't do that, is we could ultimately lose the contract. That doesn't affect us because we get transferred over to another company, and that other company could be horrendous. It might be brilliant, but we don't know. So it's better the devil you know. So from what I know is OCS are a pretty good company. They're massive, they're pretty fair, they look after us. So that's pretty much it. But there will be more things being introduced on security and cleaning that will be hopefully making your lives a bit easier. But the one thing I want you to take away from today is 2 things. First of all, anything and everything, you can never over-report. If you've dealt with something or there's a problem on site, first and foremost, log it to the control room. You can imagine if all of you are logging 10 things each every day, poor Sam's busy there, typing it away, updating it, so he's got a tough job as well. And that's just one job. He's got to do everything else. Please don't be under any illusion that the supervisors are just sat in the control room playing cards. Trust me, they get a lot of earache from me and Andy, and the client. So they have a tough job in there. And, newly up...
Hey, you'll soon learn.
Yeah, I was going to say, yesterday, Mo, when you did a little bit of training with Sam, he showed you all the different systems. That's probably 50% of what he does. There's a lot of other reporting aspect that needs to be done. It's a tough job, and you won't know that until you're doing the job for at least a month. Because your first 2 weeks might just be, gosh, it's easy this. Then as soon as you start getting emails, phone calls, demands, centre managers walking in the office, then you'll realise it's not an easy job. So yeah, it's a tough job. So we all need to work together. Yeah, that's the second point I want to lead on. Teamwork. I want to see more teamwork. Yeah. If there's been any ill feeling or issues between any colleagues before, just make up. Work as a team. Please work as a team. Because when you're having a bad day and you fall out with somebody, all of a sudden you walk away and you start. It's a mental human being thing. That's how we're programmed. You'll start to have negative feelings towards that individual, and then that'll turn to hate. I don't want to work with him. We can't have that. Everybody needs to work together. Okay? But again, let me reiterate, if there's any issues, address it in the correct manner.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Can we get some sort of fan or something in here? There's 2 bus windows, practically. When it warms up any more than it has done in here, it's horrible. And that doesn't even have a power lead. I don't even know why it's here.
Does it work though?
Don't know.
Okay, yeah, of course we can.
Just need something in here.
I'll get you fun. No problem.
And I have one
Sample.
issue on my track force login and ID. If I do anything report on my track force, that is not something.
Okay, so what I would say is,
I have no idea about the issue.
are you able to log in on TrackForce?
Yeah, I have my own ID and password.
So what are you saying? It's not registering your patrol?
No, he's registered everything, but when I done and synchronized, it has not come through with the Mercy control room.
That's a data issue.
Yeah.
So we need to
Track
check.
Force has been knackered for a while.
Okay.
In one way or another.
So
Because I mentioned a lot of issues, so but
Okay.
not come through with the computer.
So the lady in the entire company in OCS who's in charge of TrackForce is a lady called Katie. I've got a Teams call with Katie on Wednesday. I will flag it up with her.
That's
I now have access to TrackForce as well, so it might just mean that sometimes we may have to just pull the data off the devices and reset the
That's-
devices. And
The
then
devices
hopefully
aren't the
they'll
best
start
in it
working.
either. A lot of them are on
I know.
the last legs.
Yeah, I know. So hopefully, if we have to
Yeah,
look
that's-
at replacing devices, we'll do that.
Okay.
But thanks for letting me know. Let me make a note of that.
Well, they use, like I say, every day in all weathers. I mean, it's not going to last, are they? They weren't best ones to begin with.
And listen, one other thing. Sorry, that's just come to me now. You're all doing a good job. There's a lot to do. You're all, I've not on one. Well, sorry, Abby, 1 second. There's not been a single occasion when I've asked anybody in this room to do something, or I've seen the supervisors ask you to do it, and you've not done it. So you've all done it. So well done. Yeah. So there is a lot of positive work happening as well. But I don't want my team to be, really good. I want them to be the best. Because I'll share one thing with you, which I don't have to, but I will. Because before I started at this place, I did my training at Arndale, because it's OCS operator at the Arndale. And the feedback I got about Mersey Way, not about the staff, just about Mersey Way in general, was not good. It's dirty, see a security guard and blah blah blah. I want to change that. Yeah, and there's a bit of a competition going on. I want us to be better than the Arndale, because you're all more than capable. You're all really good. Any questions?
Thanks for the good result.
Have a seat.
Regarding the toilets,
Yes.
I love the way you bring it out, because personally, I don't want it to look as if I'm too personal about the male toilet, especially.
Yeah.
Because most times when I go there to wash it, it's always messy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I try to call them, talk to them that let me not make it official.
Yeah.
I know what it means when you try to report.
Yeah.
People can,
Absolutely.
So I like the way you bring it out. I know. Concerning the floor, I want to apologize for it, but sincerely, there is no way I clean the other offices that I don't clean this place. Yesterday, I started the cleaning, but I have issue with packer, so I was trying to look for what to use to pack. Like where you show me now, it's part of what I told my supervisor, and he promised to get a brush and packer that we can use.
Okay, no
for
problem.
cleaning.
Ramona, can you bring that up with me later? Let's get whatever Abby needs. If you haven't, if you haven't got the tools, you can't do the job. So,
downstairs.
oh, perfect. Yeah, so Ramona will fix that for you. But yeah, thanks for that, Abby. Anybody else?
Then the bench, sir, the bench that was taken away.
Oh yeah, that's what you mentioned.
Is a center of attraction. People come
I know.
take picture.
Yeah.
So
I'll check with Tom, see if we've got any updates on that. Thank you. Thanks, Abby.
Yeah, well, Red Rocks Block B, service corridor, maybe you know that. The way to ZZ back door, the fire exit door, the huge leakage over there at the moment. You
Is
know
there?
that or not?
I'm not aware. Sam, are you aware?
I put the picture yesterday on my track force when I go my petrol.
Okay, good.
So
Well,
that's the reason I told you because
Thank you very
How
much.
great it was.
well, Sam and I are going over there
Yeah.
at some point today anyway. We'll have a look.
Service block B, service corridor, way to ZZ.
Is it a constant leak or is it just a drip or a
It's
puddle?
dripping, but lots of water over there. So it's like
Did Rob log that yesterday?
Didn't tell me anything.
Interesting.
I never checked his log.
Block B, ZZ's, yeah?
yeah,
Okay. Thank you very much. Anything else?
no, that's.
Guys and girls, have a great day.